Hello guys. So ISO 9001-2015 is not our forte, but we try as much as possible to make you and me understand. So one of the most, there's so many clauses, so I just select a relevant one that we can link to quality of food. One of the most important one is this clause 6.2, quality objectives. And the reason why I put this driver there is because the concept is, it is not the car, it is the driver. What makes or break the success of this organization is going to be the quality objectives. Okay, it's going to be dry as always, bear with me. Alright, so 9001-2015 define quality as degree to which objects, in this case object can be anything that matters to the organizations, anything. So definitely for food companies, the products matters to the organization, so the product is the objects. So the degree of food products characteristics meet requirement, so that should be very clear. Yeah, so by definition this object can be product or process conformance, customer satisfaction. People they decide to buy our products, they decide to reject our products, that means they are not satisfied. Or it can be safety, halal, financial, whether we make money, whether our investors are happy, or market share, cost reduction, and many others. Thus, going beyond the quality control or quality assurance. So, this is the definition of quality to all of you. Remember, maybe you remember there is the old standard talk about quality as something good that satisfies, something to do with customer satisfaction. That's very different from 2015 definition, which is degree to which objects conceivable and perceivable characteristics meet requirements. Okay, so clause 6.2, quality objectives. These, as mentioned, is the true drivers of success. It must be measurable goals that relate to your organization's commitment to quality. So basically, quality objectives are something that drive the success of your organizations. So you have to decide now, what drive the success in your organizations? For food, definitely the products or the process. It could be the new product development, it could be your marketing. Okay, so whatever that you think that the most important that drives success in your organization, that must be addressed in quality objective. So these measures should be your quality objectives. In a nutshell, you must have plans to achieve this, and then you have to document them, and you have to ensure they are measurable, and then you can tell your employee about them. Plan means describe actions to be performed, resources required, who are involved, the time frame, and the metrics for the measurement. You need to measure something. Okay, it looks very dry and difficult, but as we go along, I will show you example. There are other terms that are used as objectives, like business objectives, scorecard, KPI. Yeah, we use a lot of KPI. That's easier. Or key measures. SKT is Malay for sasaran kerja tahunan. So different organizations have different terms, but they are all like essentially quality objectives. Yeah. So as a student, you have your own quality objective, right? What will be your quality objectives? So presumably you are here in semester 1. You will go to semester 2 probably next year. So you have to plan your quality objectives. What is it? Well, some people want to score 4 flat. Some people want to score 3.5. Some people must avoid having less than 2.0. Up to you. Or you want to have a very specific objective for a specific subject. Entirely up to you. But once you set your quality objective, you must have a plan. What will you do to achieve it? What resources do you need? Who is responsible? Yeah, definitely you. When to be completed? And how do you evaluate your results? So we have the metrics for academics, CGPA and all that. So why we use quality objectives? Well, simply by having objective, we can tell people what's important for the organization. These are the G's, the most important things to achieve for the organizations. Everybody must know this so that they know what to do. Objectives keep us focused on things that really matter. Okay, so employee know the direction of organization, and they know exactly how to contribute. Well, a big organization can have lots of objectives, but because we have many departments, each departments have their own objectives. So stay focused. Recommendation by ISO is 4 to 8. More than 8 are going to be too many and confusing. I say about 4 is a good number. So specific requirement of the standards, i.e. what does the standard require on objective? Number 1, must be established at relevant function and level. So there is production department, there is quality control department, maybe there is quality assurance department, marketing department, purchasing department. So everybody have their own scope. Organization have a what objective that apply to everyone versus functional objective of each department that address specific departmental responsibilities and output. So, but they must be linkable to the organization what objective. So everybody who is relevant to the organization must have at least one objective that applies to him or her. Okay, so we have to show some kind of mapping with the organization objective, and then everybody relevant to the organization must have at least one objective that is applies to him. Number 2, they must support quality policy and must be aligned with the themes. Yeah, so check the policy of the organization. So to make sure that the policy and the objectives are aligned. Policy is the uppermost document. Set the tone for everything else. So any commitment made by the policy must be backed up by objectives. 3, objectives must be quantifiable. Remember the formula: SMART, specific and measurable. Quantifiable. So you must also define exactly how desired states will be achieved. What metrics that can get to the heart of success or failure. So how many percent, how many kilograms, what is the moisture content, these are all quantifiable. The main reason for setting measurable objectives is simply to make sure you become more successful. Without the metrics, your organization can drift like rudderless boat. So we have exactly the numbers. Your objectives must have effect on product conformity or service and customer satisfaction. You have to include at least one objective that relate to products. Well, we are food processing company, so there must be one objective at least that relate to the products conformity, and this have some kind of connection to the customer satisfactions. 5 objectives must be checked on a routine basis, i.e. monitored. You set your objectives and then check how you are doing against them. We have to know whether we are in the right track. Then if we are not in the right track, we should plan what to do. Number 6, be shared and discussed. This is critical because people forget and don't care. Share the objectives as often as possible, especially during gathering or through normal communication channel. Some company they put email, poster, bulletin board. It's like communication tools. Some or many employees are not bothered with corporate goals. Your job is to get them into the habit of bothering. Okay, so 7. Okay, number 6, still follow this as guide for communication plan. You have a meeting, maybe you have a seminar, you have training. So as a boss or leader there, you remind them what are exactly our objective, why are they important, why it matters to the organization, how to achieve them, what can they do in each process to contribute. Be very specific, provide guides to get employees thinking. Okay, 7, be revised as often as needed because reality keep changing. Now we are in the COVID reality, so very likely that hopefully we change the what need to be done. We change the plan now because we are no longer in the old norms. We are in new norms now. So objectives must be adaptable to strategies customers need. Even customers are changing their need now. Revise them at least once a year. In our case, we have to revise them during this COVID epidemic period. Alright, finally number 8, document. We have to be written down somewhere, be approved and controlled for revision. Without documentation, you have no control. So 6.2.2, plans for achieving the objectives. Each objective must have plans. Different objectives will have different plan for achieving them and also be matched for improvement. Alright, so ISO gives us some guidelines. What action to be taken on the objectives, be specific, what is it that you want to do, lay out the action in a logical manner so they can be implemented. What resources do you need? Change require resources. This include people, funding, time, facilities, equipment, glassware, chemical information, etc. Document this. Who will take the actions? You, definitely, and some people that you trust, maybe your subordinates, maybe your boss should know better. Designate and communicate responsibilities and hold people accountable. Do not leave things to chance. It will not happen. So this is part of the design, by having designate people, communicate responsibility. This is all design. When will the actions be finished? So you have to have a time frame. How much time do you need for it to happen? Document your time frame. We need this for monitoring, multiple steps, a link. Each time has different plan and time frame. How will you determine the effectiveness of the actions? Can you bring the results of the objectives into management meeting? So in the ISO, they call this management review. It is management meeting. So because we know the action, we plan the action, we know the resources, we know who are responsible, we know when is the action finished. So now after the specified time, you know what is the gap. How do you reduce the gap to ensure objectives are met? So you can discuss and document the outcome. It becomes minutes of the meeting. So this is a way to monitor the quality objectives. These are examples. Objective 1, maintain zero lost time accident. What to be done? Hold weekly safety meeting to discuss hazards. Resources required 15 minutes in training room. Who is responsible? Department manager. When to be completed? Weekly on Thursday 9 a.m. How results evaluated, verify that meeting are held in every department. Maybe they're going to be minutes or whatsoever. Near misses and lost time accident are tracked and discussed during meeting. I have my own quality objective here. Publish 4 papers in high impact journals, Q1 or Q2. What I have to do this year: initiate and then assign each postgraduate to generate relevant data for 4 quality publication. I have to work with them towards the KPI. Resources required: I need research funding, I need 4 postgraduate, I need 1 year time frame, I need laboratory and other support facility from the university. Who is responsible? Me. When to be completed? End of November 2020. How results evaluated? Manuscript acceptance by high impact journals, whether by email or via publication online. So this is not enough. I need another objective, which is research funding and also postgraduates. I need to get 4 postgraduates. Okay, so this is all for now for quality objective. Hope you can catch up. It's very dry. I am so sorry.